Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Password's Journal. Before we start the episode, first of all, I just want to apologize for the long hiatus. We have been really busy, and we're trying to get some more episodes out for you guys. And second of all, I'd like to proudly announce that this episode is sponsored by Dungani Studios. Guys, girls, and everyone in between, do you need a wardrobe refresh? Why not try out Dungani Studios? Dongani and I have decided to team up and give you guys 10% off your first order. That includes the shirts, the jackets, the jerseys, and the bracelets, and everything on the store. Go to donganistudios.com and put in code capital P4SSWRD to get 10% off your whole order. Now, let's get back to the episode you've all been waiting for. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Passwords Journal. Today we have a band that I think are severely underrated. Honestly, one of the best bands through San Diego and California. Hell, they're one of my favorite bands behind Bastille. It's Trial and Endeavor. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on, guys. So, my first question to y'all is like a simple question. How did you three get into music?
Oh, I like the simple yet profound questions. I'll start
Right?
real quick. So I grew up listening to like typical like Sonic the Hedgehog music. There's like I also started playing in church growing up. That's how kind of like how I got my reps in. But with music, there was like this. It's kind of funny. I don't know if I told anyone of the guys this story. So in 2009, there was like this Disney XD TV show called I'm in the Band, and they were just like doing air guitar in real life kind of thing, and then there was a band like dubbing over them. But I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So elementary, middle school, I tried to like form a band kind of thing, and then it wasn't until like after a little bit after senior year or right before I graduated during senior year that I started doing local shows. It was like my first experience kind of thing. And my first gig actually was at the Shea Cafe up in UCSD. And after a few years, like trying to do my own thing and then going through COVID and after going through one band, I formed Trial Endeavor in 2022, and that's basically how I started playing music in general.
So, how about you guys? How did you two start?
Well, I'll give you the chase breakdown, okay? No. So I was like 3, right? My parents got me a drum set. I tore that thing apart. I was like, ah, like just a rock star, right? But I definitely broke the drum set. Didn't touch any music until like 4th grade. They brought out the recorders. I was like, all right, I'll try out the recorder. Did that for a year. 5th grade, they're like, you got to play a real instrument. So I picked up the clarinet, played clarinet for a year. I was like, all right. And then 6th grade, it's 6th grade band, right? Middle school, it's a big deal now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yo, Chase, we need drummers, right? We need percussion. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'll try out the drums. So I started playing the drums, and I'm like, all right, I kind of like this. It's way better than the clarinet. Sorry, Jonah. Um, but yeah, since then, I've just been playing the drums, and it's gotten more fun every year. Playing drum set, playing marching percussion, doing all that stuff, and play with different bands. And then I started playing with Trial Endeavor, and it's just been awesome ever since.
Sick, man. How about you, Josh? How did you start?
Yeah. So I actually came from like not a musical background at all. Like neither of my parents, my parents know nothing about music pretty much. Um, I have like one cousin who's in another country because that's where he's from, who played in a band like early 2000s, early mid 2000s, and they got pretty known in that country, but not really anywhere else. But other than that, I have like no connection to music. But I remember like being a kid, and every time I'd like see a guitar somewhere, whether it was like on TV or whatever, like I just kind of like thought that I want to do that someday, you know. And my parents were like always hesitant about it because of the money, and I don't think like they envisioned me being a musician at all. I don't think that's what they had in mind for me. But eventually, I was 10 years old and I got my first guitar for my birthday and some lessons. And, um, you know, I struggled a bit at first, but over the years, I kind of improved my technique, especially in high school. When I was 11, 12 years old, I heard the Beatles for the first time, and that really kind of that got me into music pretty much. I didn't like anything like, you know, I was just hearing a lot of like 2000s like pop music on the radio before that, and you know, I wasn't interested in that. So, um, but you know, I get to high school, and that's when I played in my first band, which was just kind of, you know, it was me, this one buddy of mine who did bass, and then his buddy who played drums. So we were a trio. I was the lead singer as well as the guitarist. Um, I was not a good lead singer, but you know, at least I tried. Um, but you know, we played a couple shows like at our high school and you know, some local venues. In I'm from Orange County, so we just played some local venues around there. And ever since then, there's you know been some bumps in the road. I've moved quite a few times, but now I'm here in San Diego and happy to be playing with Trial Endeavor. So.
That's cool, man. And I'm gonna use you as a segue because you mentioned being in bands previously. What kind of bands were you guys in before? Because all mentioned that you guys had bands before Trial Endeavor or before joining Trial Endeavor. So, what were the bands that you guys were in?
Oh man. With me, I had like different names I was trying to come up with in like middle school and high school. They're like silly names. It was like Lion's Fang in middle school. I was trying that out. It only lasted like what 4 months or something like that. And it was like a really off and on thing. I tried like naming a band like Ultraviolet. It was like spelt weird, like ULTRVLIT or something like that. Ultraviolet or something like that. Azure, and then before Trial Endeavor, I was in this band that's still around. It's called Home by Five. Shout out Home by Five, and my friend Eric and the others. I was in that band. Like I had like two stints with that band in like 21 and 22, and that's pretty much. Oh, I also did like before COVID. I was trying to form this band, wanting to move to LA kind of thing, but then COVID hit, and then there was like change of plans, and that's what happens. So that's pretty much like my background in playing in other bands. More specifically, like Home by Five was the one I was in before Trial Endeavor.
Yeah, how about you, Chase? What was the band that you were in?
So, oh, I know I'm gonna forget bands. I know I'm gonna forget bands, and I'm so sorry. But I started off in middle school doing like the school band thing where you play like triangle and tambourine and xylophone and stuff. That was cool. That was great. I liked it. And then I got into high school and I did more of that stuff, but at a higher level. Um, and then they also had a jazz band in high school, and I was like, I like jazz, so I joined the jazz band. And I was like, all right, this is cool. I get to play drum set and stuff. This is wild. I love this. And then what else do they have in high school? Oh, we had the high school rock band that I was in. It was originally called Lava Lamp, I think, and then we changed our name to Absolute Unit, which I thought was a really cool name. And then we changed our name again, and I didn't like it, but I was outvoted, and we changed our name to Children's Crusade. Um, and then that band kind of like folded with COVID and stuff. And then post COVID, right? Um, oh gosh, there's so many. Okay, I was playing with Josh Root and the Ooze, and then he dropped the Ooze, so it was just Josh Root. I was playing at church. I was playing at I was at community college at this point, right? So I'm playing drum set for the jazz band. I'm like, cool. I'm a jazz studies major. But I was also playing it with like wind symphonies and different symphony orchestras and stuff. Um, where am I? Oh, that's when we started Chasing the Bones, which is still
Nice.
going strong. It's been through several different iterations and members and stuff, but now it's like a 7 or 8 piece like surf rockabilly band. It's instrumental now for the most part, but when my good friend Austin Root is in town, he does vocals and all that stuff, so I don't have to do the yapping between songs, and he gets to sing, and it's great. I'm playing with Trial Endeavor, obviously. The Palomar Groove Experience. There's some guys I met in community college. That's a fun group. That's a jazz band. I know I'm forgetting so many bands right now. It's a lot of just like gigs and stuff. Oh, I should talk about Drumline and marching band. Also SDSU Drumline and marching band and pep band.
Interesting.
Yes.
One of a kind.
I think I've covered most or like some of the bands.
I mean, you've been in a lot of bands, man.
Yeah, I kind of just try to play everything I can. I just like music.
Fair enough.
Oh.
And what about you, Josh? What bands have you been in? Because you mentioned one that you've been in one previously.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely forgetting band names. So I'm only gonna give the ones I remember. So my first band was the one in high school that I had. We ended up calling ourselves Mongoose. Um,
That's
Nice.
a cool name.
yeah.
Nice.
And we just played like, sorry, we just played like classic rock covers. Our first like performance was at our school's talent show my senior year, and we did Working Man by Rush, and we got second place with that.
Nice.
Yeah, we
That's
were
pretty
beat out by a
good.
dance crew. Yeah, we were beat out by a
Nice.
dance crew,
We're all
but
good.
I mean, they were like, they were like a legit thing. We were just a band that formed like 2 weeks before the show. So,
That's a good
um,
flex.
but yeah, I mean, it's still really fun. So that was my first one, and then let's see, I ended up going out of state to college for like 2.5 years, but ended up leaving because I don't know, school was never really for me. So I ended up leaving. I didn't really play a lot over there. When I came back, kind of I struggled a little bit to find like gigs and stuff. But this is where I get a little rusty with band names. There were a lot of bands I played in that weren't like they we just kind of formed like for a specific gig usually. So we like came up with some like name that we're like, okay, we're not going to use that again. But yeah, it was a lot of that. And then my first band since moving to San Diego, which was just over 2 years ago, we called ourselves Phantom Mirage, which was interesting. We didn't last long. We the guy we had as a singer ended up bailing on us without an explanation and really unexpectedly, and we just never really found someone who could take his spot. And then also just the distance like between us. Like I'm here in San Diego, two guys were in Temecula, and one guy's up in like Encinitas, Carlsbad. So that didn't really work out. Let's see. I played one gig here, filling in with a band called the Agents of Apollo. They're like kind of this local band that plays a lot of like funk and R&B and that kind of stuff. I filled in on guitar for one gig with them last year, and then came Trial Endeavor after that. So, and yeah, that's where I am now.
Heck
That's
yeah.
so
Yeah, let's
interesting,
go.
man. So, I mean, you guys have all been playing together for about 2 years now. So, how did you guys, come together? How did you guys form this band?
So for excuse me, for Trial Endeavor, um, the band itself was actually around since 2022, and actually, We actually went through a split last August. In fact, the three of us actually started playing together January actually of this year, February, like late January, early February. So there was like a few member changes before Chase and Josh. There was another guitarist that was like a long term guitarist. He was like there for about 2 years, and then life happens. We move on, right? It's just part of the new chapters in life, right? So it wasn't until like a month after August when I started working at School of Rock up in Scripps Ranch, and that's actually where Josh and I met. And during that time, like I wasn't trying to recruit Josh or anything. There was no like, oh yeah, if you're interested or anything like that. It was just like conversations. We'd have conversations about like foreign countries, different food, our moms being from different countries, kind of thing, right? That commonality of things, right? And like, of course, work related stuff, right? That's pretty much it. And then with Chase, we've actually known each other since like for 2 years now, since 2023. Like we joined Musicians Club SDSU, and we did like a show together, and that's where we all met each other. That's where I also met my girlfriend. Shout out Kylie, and and Chase also like filled in for like 2 gigs in 2023, and then that whole year of 24, like it was just like us hanging out, like support kind of thing. It wasn't like anything trial and ever related. So fast forward to like January, like mid January 2025, which was like how many months ago now? That's crazy. Chase and I met for some coffee, and then I just told Chase, Chase, I really don't want to. I don't really care about like official member or session musician. I just told him I just want consistency, right? And then during that time, I was telling Josh, "Hey, we have some like other like these gigs we're playing, right?" And then Josh will tell you a little bit more about like his side of the story about like how that came about. But long story short, the three of us got together and then we played a show in the Music Box in late February, and then we've been playing shows ever since.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of shows, um, you guys recently played in SOMA,
Yeah, we did.
and throughout all the shows, I would say it's one of the biggest ones that you guys could have played in.
Yeah.
So how was it like playing in SOMA, and how did you guys even get that gig to begin with?
Oh man, it was a lengthy process because so much just one of those venues where like you have to have like a pretty good like it's like a trust basis, right? Like you sell these tickets, you play with these bands kind of thing. And that's how we got the gig. The experience itself, it was crazy. It was like in the crowd there was maybe like how many were there guys? Do you think there's like what 100 to 150 around there like that was
Definitely
watching?
more. I feel like in the
Yeah, it
crowd when we
was
were playing.
yeah, in
I
the
don't know.
crowd.
I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
there were more from the videos that I
Yeah,
saw.
Yeah,
I
there was
thought
That
there
far
were
room
more than
was
that.
definitely
pretty
more.
full.
Yep.
Yeah, it was and then what was so cool is that we brought our we brought our fog machine, and like we barely were able to get it in, and we got it in, right? And then we also did this like merch giveaway, and then I'll be honest, that's probably what took a little bit of time to set, and then our set was kind of cut short. But hey, sometimes in life you just gotta like try things out, right? So but overall it was like it felt like quick. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
there is some gigs that you play where you feel like, oh my God, I hope that, this is over with, or like you're just trying to like push through it. This one, like I thought we were having so much fun. And then all of a sudden it's like, boop, it's done already. I'm like, what? But it was so fun seeing the crowd. Actually, I have a real quick story about that show. So I was just playing, doing my thing, right? It was like barely the first song, right? And then towards the end, I put
Right.
like my foot on the wedge, like the floor monitor, right? And then all of a sudden, I see this hand reach out, and then this hand just like untied my shoe. So I've been playing music for 12 years, and not once in my life has anyone untied my shoe. And then that took a good like what 30 seconds to like tie that shoe back. And ever since, I have to like double knot my shoelaces. It's never happened, but I'd much rather have, and we'd much rather have like an engaging crowd than a dead one.
Oh
Like
yeah.
those that are just
Yeah.
standing around, they're just like sitting there, not even moving. That like creates such like an awkward feeling, and we don't like that. We love it when people move. We love it when we engage with the crowd and people, because that's what creates these authentic experiences. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's super interesting. Like, how does that even? How do you even think of doing that as like just someone in?
It's, I've
There's video of that, right, on our
there
Instagram.
is on our YouTube channel, even like on our like Instagram, like on our reels, like we actually posted it, and I put it like I zoomed in, right, the keyframe, right, I zoomed in, and then there's like and I put like the meme where it's like brother it's up there. We actually do have footage. That's right. And then we have this one photo that our friend JR took, and we might sell it. Actually, we might print them and sell them. More on that to come soon. Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do, right? When it comes to merch. So
I mean, honestly, most of the pictures that I saw on Instagram looked really cool,
yeah.
and I want to be opposed to buying one. You know, 'cause that's really sick.
Hey,
Hey.
we'll go into deets in a bit, right? So
So you guys have been again. You guys have been together for 2 years, and you guys have recorded a few songs. My favorite of which being "Nothing Left to Say." But like, speaking of, what was you guys' favorite songs to record?
so the three of us have actually yet to record like new songs together. Like these songs that were recorded were with the previous members, and I have to give credit to where credit's
Oh,
due. Yes, absolutely. There's Giovanni Bell, who was the guitarist before, then Kyle Montilia, he was the rhythm. And then with Nothing Left to Say, it was Will Stokes that was doing like session work for that specific track at the time. But yeah, over the course of I want to say a little over 2 years, like we released three singles, but the three of us actually have some new songs that we've written, and we're actually trying to do our part to record new material, which is taking time because, of course, you want to make sure that the process is known. You want the music to be good. We don't want to rush it, right? But nothing left to say as far as like the live show goes. We recently made that our opener, and that's probably one of the coolest openers. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I
Hmm.
like our intro.
Yeah. It's fun to do the
so
jump when that first big note hits after that, that quiet part that we were doing at the beginning of the shows. It's always fun to
Right.
jump, the
Oh
SOMA
yeah.
jump.
Oh yeah. I get up.
Yeah. It gave me an opportunity to have to come up with like 7 different 1 bar drum fills to like that would sound cool to fill those spaces.
Yeah.
it worked. For me at least, I really liked. My friend recorded some parts. He went instead of me because I had the ticket. He recorded some parts of the show, and from what I saw, it worked. So, speaking of songs in general, what is the process of recording a song and posting that to Spotify like? What do you guys have to do, and how does that even happen?
Man, in terms of like recording in general, again, we're in the process of recording our very first single together. But as far as like the recording goes, it's just like you go to either like a home studio or like a studio kind of thing, and then you track the parts. Usually, like you track them like individually, and then sometimes either you get the same one to record to mix the stuff, or you get someone else like separate to mix like the tracks and everything, right? And in terms of like getting the sound professional, like you have to take it a step further. You have to do mastering. So there's mixing, which is like you mix the tracks into like a stereo file, and then mastering is just basically where you take that stereo file that you have, and then you make sure that it's good for listening to any platform, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, CD, cassette tapes if you want to do that kind of thing, right? But I would love to do a cassette tape, but yeah, I'll talk to the guys about it. But but yeah, like that's basically how like the process goes. Bass, that was easy. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
played the part. Yeah, play the bass. Like I give so much credit to like drums and guitars like for when they track it because like that takes a little bit more. Like with bass, like I usually sit down, right? Okay, do your part. Dum, bum, 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 dum, bum, 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 with the click track, and you're just playing. You're doing your thing, or whatever, right? And then okay, you're done. But the voice saying like recording the vocals is the hardest part. It really
Mm-hmm.
is because like you're trying not to like, especially when it's like really dry. Like I don't know, maybe the guys like have you done this before, guys? Where you like try to record your own voice and then like you you record your voice and then like you're like, oh wow, right, live you're pretty good, and then like sometimes in the studio you're just singing, right, and then you hear it back and then you hear yourself breathe like and then
Yeah.
and then like oh man, and then you're like rethink everything, right? Especially like you have to make sure you're well rested like the night before kind of thing, because like if you like don't have your, especially if you're recording early, right, you have to warm up your voice, like how you warm up, do all these things, right? And oh man, but yeah, the voice is the hardest one because you just have like different approaches. One, two, it's like just hearing your voice like really raw and dry could be kind of unsettling at times, awkward. Hearing all the
Mm-hmm.
nuances and like your mouth and all that, like the like kind of thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
the toughest part of recording. But then when you get through it, it's so worth it. I already know that the our first recording experience together, guys, it's gonna be a really special one because y'all get to hear. I don't know, guys. Have you ever done recording before, like before Trial and Endeavor?
Yeah, there's a reason why I play the drums and don't sing.
So yeah, have you guys ever had like similar difficulties? This is a question specifically to Jason, Josh. Have you guys ever had similar difficulties in just playing, yeah, like things in general?
Like playing live, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, for me, like, I've like for my first band, for instance, I was also the singer as well as the guitar player, and singing and playing guitar has always been a challenge for me. Because I don't know, I didn't really practice it a lot, like when I was first playing guitar. So it's always like I can only do like specific songs because, the part like that I have to play while I'm singing kind of like matches the vocals, or it's just not that difficult. Um, so that's always a challenge. Um, and yeah, I mean, when I was like doing that, I didn't know anything about like singing. I wasn't warming up before shows or anything like that. So, you know, I was a little inconsistent, we'll say, during the performance. But um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, like, for more recent shows, I guess, like, I mean, SOMA, there was just so much adrenaline like going through me that, there were a few mistakes were made. There was one, I forgot which song it was during. It might have been during All Too Familiar, but my high E string on my guitar got caught under one of my pickups, I think, and I didn't realize it until like the end of the song because I was like, "Wait a minute, where's my E string?" I thought I broke a string, and I'd have to use Home by Five's guitarist offered um, me to use his guitar as a backup just in case something like that happened. So I thought I was going to be using that, but it turned out that the string didn't break; it was just caught. So I was able to fix that. I didn't need a backup guitar, but yeah, just unexpected things like that can come up sometimes, and Also at SOMA, I kicked the microphone to my amp down because it was in the way, and I got to move around stage. So, and that took a couple minutes to fix because the mic stand was a piece of crap, to be honest. Um, but but yeah, I mean, things like that can come up, and you know, just got to you know, just got to work through them. So,
I mean, hey, accidents happen, throughout all walks of life,
Oh man, yeah.
And like, the last question to close it out, what's your guys's dream ending or dream like vision for the band, I should say? Where do you guys want this band to eventually go to?
Hmm. I'll let the guys say it first because I'm curious too.
Well, I love playing with Trial Endeavor. My dream ending is, I don't know, I guess shoot for the stars, like going on a world tour. Why not? Like that'd be
Ooh,
so cool.
love
I
this.
I love being a part of this band. Like we can go as far as we want. Um, all that stuff's cool with me. So I don't know. I'm super excited to record, to keep playing more gigs, to keep playing cooler venues. Like if you had told me a year ago that I'd be playing Soma with Trial Endeavor, I'd be like, I don't know about that. But like here we are. We just played Soma. And we got more gigs coming up. So however far we want to go.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Josh? What do you think?
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page as Chase. Just take it as far as it can go. I'd love to do like, if we could do like a world tour, that'd be incredible. I think. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild to see how far we got in like a pretty short amount of time. Like we started playing what, 6 months ago, and I mean our first
Mhm.
gig was Music Box, which is like that's like as our first gig is this lineup, and like that's pretty crazy. Like Music Box as a first gig with a band, um, and yeah, and then I mean it all led to SOMA. Like I remember going to SOMA like a year and a half ago to see one of my coworkers' band play there at side stage, and I saw like the crowd there and the people. I'm like, this would be a really cool venue to play, and that's pretty crazy. I didn't think that it would come like basically a year later, a little more, but yeah, I mean, I just think you know I love being in this band as well, but yeah, it's just something that I think it's just you gotta you know just want to keep on this ride here and take it as far as it can go. So
That's cool.
Yeah, and yeah. Oh, my
And what
bad.
about you, Dan?
Yeah, like actually, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing I'm thinking. Of course, it'd be nice to go a world tour. It's already like an accomplishment if one day we tour around North America, let alone the U.S. Right, or going to a different country. I love to, of course, like play more shows. This other dream of mine actually for Trial Endeavor is that I also like figurines, like SH figure arts, Nendoroids kind of stuff, right? Like blind boxes kind of thing. It would be so cool if one day like we would have like figures like Trial Endeavor figures where it's like, for example, Josh like on the stand playing guitar or Chase on his drum set kind of thing, right? And I don't know, because again the fascination for anime, right, like at least with me, it just doesn't go away. So stuff like that would be cool. um as far as like the journey overall, like I'm with Josh on this one too. Like I, for about what, 5 6 months in, like I didn't think that it would um basically torpedo or like propel us in the direction, and like the progression that we're doing like right now. The progress is actually pretty amazing because when I was by myself from last August till about January, like I already thought that it would be like an accomplishment if even like a year later like you could like restart. And just everything that happened, like from the time I talked to Chase and Josh about Trial Endeavor, like till now, like everything just seemed to flow. Like there are times where I'm sure the three of us experienced this. There are times when you try to force an issue and it just doesn't work out, right? And you know deep within, your heart of hearts that it's just not going to work. But then sometimes us as humans, we get stubborn, right? Like we think that okay, if you push through, and even though it's not like necessarily going anywhere, that it's going to happen, and then you find yourself with this kind of disappointment. But the three of us, what's so beautiful about this journey is that we also have to remind ourselves that nothing is permanent, right? Because there are times where in chapters of our lives where we think that something's going to last forever, and then life happens. Like there's just a change of season, right? So with the three of us, like I really want to just see how far the three of us go as a unit, because I'm loving this journey, and I'm sure Chase and Josh are enjoying this journey as well, right? I just want to enjoy what we got right now, because we don't know what's going to happen in a year or 2 years, or let alone 5 or 10, right? So we want to just enjoy this moment now. We want to create all these memories. We are so eager to share, the music that we have been playing and that we will be writing and playing in the future, because this thing that we call music, it's an imperfect yet beautiful journey. It's a journey where you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know who you're going to meet, you don't know who you're going to deal with, or the opportunities that will come. But that's the part about music that is really nice, because you don't have to know all the answers right away. And I think that if there's anything that we want to like get out there to your listeners and people who will be listening to this podcast, is that don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be unconventional, because sometimes the unconventional might work against you rather than you thinking it's going to work for you. Don't be afraid to be different, and just do it. Like nothing has to be perfect. Of course, you want to have an approach, but based off of like our experience right now from January till now, like if something is working naturally, like there's a good chance that maybe it was meant to happen, even if it wasn't necessarily the path that you thought that would occur, or you would basically embark on.
Yeah, I mean, beautifully said, man. And I think that's the perfect way to honestly to end out this episode. And I just want to thank y'all for joining me. It's been a long time in the making, and I'm so happy that we finally got some time to record. And if you guys
Right,
want to shout out
absolutely.
anything, or like shout out anyone or anything, you have the floor. So go ahead.
Sure. Shout out to our parents for supporting us in this journey. I know sometimes it can be a little, I don't know, painful is the term, but like weary. But like we really appreciate your support. We love you all. Shout out to the people who have recorded Trial Endeavor and the people that we will be recording in the future. Follow us on Instagram and all our socials, YouTube. Um, we also are looking into raising funds to one day record our EP. So keep an eye out for that. Also, listen to our music on Spotify, Apple Music, and I'm sure YouTube Music. Basically, any platform. There's a good chance it will be there. So, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you to all the fans who show up to the shows, buy merch, all this stuff. It's um it's super cool to have the support from y'all. Thank you to like the music teachers and the other musicians that we play with who've, or at least for me, have made me the musician I am. Um and yeah, thanks mom and dad.
Yeah, and with that being said, I thank you all for watching, and we will hopefully see you same time next week.